This next little bit of footage is from a quilt show that was put on here by our local quilting club in Sun City, Texas. I thought you might enjoy it because it is fiber adjacent. I hope you enjoy all the hard work that went into these lovely works of art. Hello there. Come on in. This is the Cozy Sky Knits podcast. I'm Elizabeth. I live in Georgetown, Texas. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. And if you happen to be new, welcome in. We're so glad to have you spend some time with me today. This is my little creative corner on YouTube where I talk about all my knitting and other fiber-related, fiber-adjacent crafts. So hopefully you can spend some time with me today, grab a nice cool drink or warm drink, depending on where you're at, and get cozy, and let's dive right in. I have a couple of finished, well, actually, no, I think one finished object to show you, and I think 3 whips, and then just 1 acquisition. And let's go ahead and get started. First of all, let's talk about what I'm wearing. It's just a little t-shirt that I made several years ago, basic round yoke top-down sweater. And I knit this in a yarn from Kyla's Lab, and I don't unfortunately think that Kyla is dyeing yarn any longer, but it is in the colorway Butterflies in My Stomach, and it was one of the bases of hers that was called Silky Single, and it's 70% superwash merino and 30% silk. So it provides a really nice light fabric and a lot of drape, and it's really good for the warmer weather here in Texas. I just cast on basically and did a little bit of twisted rib, or I should say half twisted ribbing. I didn't twist the purls, and then some increases. I think I followed the increase rates from the pattern Gracious by Sandra, well, she used to be the Espace Tricot. She used to be the owner of Espace Tricot in Montreal, and now she's the owner of Sandra Yarn Co., so Melissa. And anyway, I think that's probably the rates of increases that I follow because I get a really nice fit on this yoke. And then I just made it short sleeves, did the same half twisted ribbing on the sleeves and then along the bottom. And I wear this a lot starting in the spring, and I pretty much can wear it all through pretty much through the summer because it is, like I said, with that silk content, it makes it a little bit lighter, and it's got a lot of drape and kind of an airy feeling to it. So that's what I'm wearing. I have one finished object to show you today, and that is my Brume sweater from Andrea Mowry of Andrea Knits. And the last time I showed this on my last episode, if you're new here and you haven't seen that, I did talk about it in depth there as well. But I was pretty close to being done, and then I ended up finishing it shortly thereafter. This is a top-down folded collar construction with raglan increases, and it's done with different rates of raglan increases to give you a better fit. There is a little bit of short row shaping to raise the back of the neck. It is, like I said, a fold over collar, and I guess I would consider this not so much a turtleneck, more like a mock neck, and it does sit a little bit wider on the neck, and when you wear it, it kind of stands up, which is really kind of nice. I like that a lot, actually. And the gauge on this is 17 stitches and 26 rows per 4 inches. I made a size 3. I used a US 6 for the ribbing, which is 4.0 millimeters, and a US 7 or 4.5 millimeters for the main body. And the yarn I used is from So Happy Jane and her Feather Down Surrey DK base. So it's a DK weight Surrey, super soft, and the colorway is Siren Call. And let's see, what else can I say? Yeah, I already talked about the raglan increases being different rates to give you a better fit, so that's really nice. And then, like I said, a little bit of short row shaping, did a little bit of ribbing. Actually, it's pretty significant amount of ribbing on the bottom and then on the sleeves. And I did do the sewn Italian bind off to give it a nice rounded edge. So super happy with this. Won't be wearing it anytime soon, as we're in May, getting very hot now. So I won't be able to wear this until next winter, but I absolutely adore it. So let's talk about what's on my needles. I have 3 things that I've been working on actively. And the first one is my incredible blanket from Purl Soho, which I talked about in previous episodes, but I'll go ahead and show you how much progress I've made. I have been knitting quite a bit on this. I haven't had a ton of knitting time, but the time I have spent, I've been really kind of obsessed with this blanket because it's really easy just to do a couple of rows, and it's such an easily memorizable pattern. So this is, like I said, from Purl Soho, and it is done in linen quill, which is 50% wool, 35% alpaca, and 15% linen. So it's a really nice base. I love this stitch pattern. It reminds me of crochet, but it's actually knit. So it's really fun to do. I'm knitting it on the needles that were called for, which is a US 4 or 3.5 millimeter. And I am, let's see, the gauge on it is 26 stitches and 44 rows per 4 inches. I have done, let's see, where was, here's my little progress keeper, which is, I just had a light bulb marker, all the stitch markers and progress keepers I have, and that's what I chose. I don't know. Anyway, that's where I was the last time I showed it. So literally I did exactly the same amount. And this is 1 full repeat of the 40 linen quill mini skeins that I've been using, and this was a kit that I bought from Purl Soho, and this is another repeat of those. And the whole pattern calls for 7 repeats of the 40 different colors. So I'm 2 through 7 finished with it, and it's going to be quite a nice size blanket. This is, you know, still kind of scrunched up on my needle, on my cable here, but you can see all the beautiful colors. And I am following the colors from the original sample in the pattern because I really just loved it. And it is provided in the pattern. And then I talked about this before, but on my mini skeins on the label, I went through and numbered on each one which rows they were going to be used at. And then I basically take them out in 5s, and then I work on trying to get like 5, so it'd be 10 rows, 2 of each color, 5 colors done, you know, in every few days. So been spending a lot of time with that and really enjoying it. And when it's probably gonna take me a while to finish it, but when it's done, I know I'm just gonna love it because I don't know if you haven't felt linen quill before, you should. It's really a nice yarn. It's kind of squishy and spongy and warm yet dry. It's really difficult to explain. I really love that yarn. So, and actually the wrong side looks equally as pretty. So that's my first whip. Just put this back in the bag that I had it in. Let's see. Okay, the second object that I have been working on is my Sonus Cat number 5 from Pia Trans, which I had started during the knit-a-thon back in, I think that was it March or April? I can't remember, a couple months ago. Anyway, I had intended to work on it during the knit-a-thon, and then I didn't do the color work for some reason. I got pulled into that blanket and knit on that instead. And anyway, I am knitting, I'm trying to remember which size, I think size 2. And I am using the pattern calls for a US 3, 3.25 millimeters and a US 5 or 3.75 millimeters. I'm actually using a US 2 or 2.75 and a US 4, 3.5 millimeters for mine because of the yarn I'm using to get the appropriate gauge. And what I'm using is Barocco Remix Light in the colors. The gray color is called Light Smoke, and then the white color is called White. And that yarn, I had gotten it on sale a long time ago and never used it. I just like the feel of it. And the content is kind of interesting. It's 30% nylon, 27% cotton, 24% acrylic, 10% silk, and 9% linen. So it's got a lot of texture to it. And I just think it's a really nice feeling yarn. I think it'll wear really well. So I'm planning to wear this for work a lot. So I did make quite a bit of progress, did all the color work, ribbing at the bottom and bound off. And all I have to do is the sleeves. And there's not much to the sleeves because I'm making the short sleeve version, so the T version, not the sweater. Oh, and I should say there's a little bit of waist shaping that's in the pattern as well. So it's a really nice fitting sweater or t-shirt. And anyway, so there's not much to do on the sleeves, just a little bit of the gray color, and then I think it's a corrugated ribbing with the white and the gray together. So shouldn't take me too long. I have a work trip coming up tomorrow. I'm going to Chicago for I think 3 nights, and I was hoping to wear this, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen because I still have some other work I have to get done tonight. So oh well, I'll have it for my next trip, which is the following week. I'm going to Vegas, so I guess maybe I'll have it for that trip instead. So that is my Sonus Cat number 5 from Pia, and I really like the pattern. It's really, really nice. The color work was a lot of fun. It looks pretty complicated, but it was easy. Oh, I will say, she gives you an option to do this beautiful cross stitch, which is really pretty, but not for the faint of heart. You really have to watch your floats on the back. And I ended up kind of developing a way to pull the yarn and kind of almost catch it. But you really have to watch, because if you pull too tight, it starts to pucker. So it was very tedious, and luckily only 2 rows of that, so it wasn't too bad. It's worth it in the end, but yeah, not for the faint of heart. It was a long and tedious stitch pattern and row. But I think this will be really cute when it's finished. So that is that. Then the other project I've been working on, which is a hoe, is a pair of socks. And these are the Twisted Trellis socks from Summer Lee. And they are from her sock project book. What's it called? The Sock Obsession. So this, excuse me, this was her second book, and I picked it up and really liked it. This is the pattern here. And I am knitting these in Plucky Knitter in the Primo fingering base, which has 440 yards per 115 grams. I never realized that their skeins were actually 115 grams instead of 100 grams. That's interesting. So good yardage on that 440. This is 75% superwash merino, 20% cashmere, and 5% nylon. So really a nice base. And this colorway is called Beats Me, and it's very much like you cut into a beat. So this is my first sock here. It's just got this really cute cable that goes up one side. So you have a left and a right sock. So you can see the back side is plain. And it was fun to knit. I enjoyed it. And I knit these cuff down. So, and I did half twist rib on the top. And then it goes right into the cable. So a lot of fun. I haven't started the second one yet. I'm getting ready to cast that on. So that will be my next cast on, I think. And those are the 3 active whips I had. I still have my little gnome that I've talked about before, but I have not gotten back to that, and I need to, but we'll see. So let's talk about what is about to come onto my needles. So I am getting ready to start a sweater with 2 of my friends, Melissa from the Purl in Texas podcast, who you may know, and then also my friend Jennifer. I think Melissa's already started hers, and she's pretty far along the body of the color work, and I'm not sure where Jennifer is at on hers yet. I don't know if she's actually started, but I had a hard time finding my yarn. Melissa and I bought this yarn years ago, and with the intent of knitting this together, and then we just never got around to it. So we just kind of let it marinate for a while, and now it's finally time to do it. And Jennifer decided to jump in with us. So what we are about to knit is the Ghost Horses by Caitlin Hunter of Boylan Knitworks, and it is a top-down circular yoke all over colorwork sweater with horses, as the name would imply, ghost horses. And it's done with a solid color and with color changing yarn from Spin Cycle. I decided to use, it's a sport weight, by the way, and I decided to use Queensland collection, which is a pure Australian superwash wool, and it's the Rainbow Beach base in the colorway Mockingbird, which is this gray tone, light gray tone, and the colorway Sydney Sands, which it's kind of hard to see, but it's got some dark charcoal, almost like navy. It's got navy and then purples and light gray, and I think that's going to be really pretty together. So this will be the main color, and then this will be the color work portion. And this will be knit, the gauge is 24 stitches and 32 rows, and it's on a US 2 2.75 millimeter for the ribbing, and then US 4 3.5 millimeter for the main body. And these are sport weight, so at least it was knit and sport, yeah, sport weight. So getting ready to cast that on. I got to wind that up today. I might take this on my trip, one of my trips with me, so to get started on it. So I'm excited about that. And let's see, I have one acquisition to share with you, and I actually didn't buy it, so I feel pretty good about that. One of the neighbors or residents here in Sun City, which is the complex or subdivision that I live in, and we have like a Facebook market site where people kind of gift things and give away things that they're no longer using. And I saw some yarn pop up on there one day, and I was like, I want that. So this is some German sock yarn. It's called Saka 50 Sport and Strumpf. And I don't know, it's made in Germany, and I think it's 75% superwash wool and 25% polyamide. And it's this really pretty blue with like tan and almost like a rusty red. So she had 2 skeins of it, so I can knit some socks, and I thought, yeah, I'll grab that. She was giving it away, so I rescued it. And my mom saw it, and she actually really likes this, and she's been wanting me to make her kind of a blue pair of socks to wear with jeans and stuff, and so this will be perfect. So I'm gonna knit probably just some plain vanilla socks for her out of this. So that's my only acquisition. One other new thing that I got that's not really fiber related, but I just love it, and it's a new drink mug. And it's one of those insulated things. It's from Life is Good, and it says America Beautiful, America the Beautiful. And so I thought this was perfect for Memorial Day through July 4th, especially as we're getting ready to celebrate our country's 250th anniversary. So we are getting pretty excited about that here. We are busy decorating, getting all the red, white, and blue things out on our patio and our sunroom. So excited about that. Let's see, what else? Just some general life chit chat for you. Like I said, I've been pretty busy. I think last time my podcast, I mentioned that I have a new boss, so I'm getting adjusted to that, and they're restructuring our team, which is why I'm going to Chicago next week. So that'll be first time learning about the new structure and trying to understand how we're going to operate and the changes that will take place for me and my teammates, and we'll see how that goes. So it should be an interesting trip. Also, my sister, I mentioned, had come to interview for a Waldorf school here in Austin, and I'm happy to say that she got the job. So she is actually going to be a director of, I think, K through 8 at the Austin Waldorf School, which is pretty exciting, and we're very happy. And then my niece, who is my sister's daughter, decided she's graduating this year from high school in Lake Tahoe, California. And she decided she is going to come here and move to Texas and go to Texas State. So she has been accepted and is in the throes of making all those plans. And I think they're moving here end of June, and she has orientation, I think, mid-July. So pretty exciting. So we will have some family in Texas, and we're very happy about that. So that's been taking up quite a bit of my time, because once she found out she got the job, then we had to look for a place for her to live. So she will be teaching kind of like southwest Austin, I guess is the best way to put it. And we're in Georgetown, which is northeast of Austin. So she'll be about 45 minutes to an hour away, depending on traffic, which isn't too bad, better than California. So anyway, but it's been hard for her to find a place to live because she's just been looking remotely online. So the last couple of weekends, my mom and I have taken some time and gone down and looked at apartments, looked at some townhomes, things like that for her. So we finally just this week secured a really nice apartment for her at a relatively new apartment complex, which has amazing amenities, beautiful swimming pool with in-water lounge chairs and cabanas and stuff. It has a really nice fitness center with a complete yoga room, and they have what they call their Sky Lounge, which is this it's on the top floor of one of the buildings, and it's an indoor area and then also an outdoor area, and it overlooks the hill country and downtown Austin. So it's beautiful. I can't wait to go there when it's nighttime and see how beautiful the city looks all lit up. So anyway, she has 2 dogs. So that's been the struggle. She has 2 actually big dogs, a chocolate lab, and then I think an Aussie and so Australian Shepherd and Border Collie mix, and he's quite large as well. So she will be bringing both of those, and so finding a place that would take both dogs, and she preferred to have some sort of a yard. So I found this great apartment that actually is on the lowest level, which this building is kind of built into a hill, so it's almost like a walkout type of scenario. So all of her windows and her door wall and everything is flush with the ground, and then the building is built up. So she actually has a fenced-in yard, and it's pretty large. So that was quite exciting. So we just got her her application in, and she got all approved and everything. So we're really excited about that. And my mom and I have been collecting furniture for her here through Facebook Marketplace. And like I said, here in Sun City, a lot of times people are downsizing or moving, and they give away or sell things, really nice things, at very decent prices. So we've been accumulating some stuff. So we had a bunch of stuff in our garage for her. So I'll be taking that over to her new place as soon as she gets the keys. So anyway, so that's really exciting. And other than that, we finally got all of our flowers completely in. I think we had a coating put on our patio under our pergola. I don't know if I mentioned that last time or not. I can't remember the timing on it, but that's all done. And then we bought a new, just a small dining table. We had purchased a fire pit last year, like a tall fire table, I guess you would call it, propane operated fire table, but it was, I guess, considered counter height or bar height, and we just didn't find it super comfortable to sit in those chairs. So I ended up selling that to a really nice couple from San Marcos. They came up and got it with their kids, and they had just purchased their first home, and has a pool, so they were really excited to land that find. So I was happy that it's going to a good place. But then we just found a couple of really nice chairs and a little table and got that all set up. So it's looking pretty cozy, and we're getting ready to, like I said, celebrate Memorial Day coming up, and then 4th of July. So our yard's looking really good. And what else have we been doing? Spending some time with our neighbors. We're kind of a group of neighbors that we occasionally will have happy hours with, so that's been a lot of fun. And that's pretty much it. Other than that, just work. I'm working a lot. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much what's been going on in my life. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I am very appreciative for everyone who does sit and goes through all of my stuff with me, listens to me ramble about my projects. Hopefully you found something that inspires you. Let me know what you're working on, what plans you have for the summer. If you have any summer knits that you're getting ready to do, I'd love to know what you're planning as far as that goes. And I will be, like I said, traveling the next couple of weeks. Hopefully I can shoot some footage when I'm in Las Vegas, because I know there'll be a ton of things to see there. So I will, I think, have like a half a day where I'm free. So I'll try to get some good footage there and share that with y'all. Anyway, that's what I have. And I hope that you all are having a really nice spring, and that the weather has warmed up for you, and that things are blooming and blossoming, and that everything is kind of bringing happiness to you. So I hope you're finding joy in all of your making, and let me know in the comments what you're working on, or if you have any big summer plans, if you have vacation plans, big summer knitting plans. I'd love to hear all about it. And if you are new here and you would like to consider subscribing, I would love to have you come back. And everyone else, if you could just give me a thumbs up, it really helps my algorithm here. I'm trying to grow the channel. So anyway, I hope that you stay safe and enjoy the good weather if you're having it. Hopefully you are. And I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.